We'll begin with Islam, and it's a word that in Arabic is a noun, but it represents a verb, because Arabic is a root-driven language. And the roots are usually verbs. And this particular word, Islam, is coming from Sin Lam Mim, or Silm. From this word, the root, we also have the word Salim, Salam, which is peace. You've heard of people say Salam Alaikum, right? Means what? Peace be upon you. All right, but what about Islam? Some people said Islam is peace. Have you heard that? But you never heard anybody say Islam upon you. Huh? Salam alaikum or Islam alaikum. You would never say Islam alaikum. So let us explore and find out, why did they think this meant peace? Because there is no word in the English language for this. There is no word for Islam in English. That's why you can look in any of these translations where they'll translate every single word. Even they translate Allah and they say that's God, and it's not true. It's not. The word God is Ilah in Arabic. There is no word for Allah. So they substitute the word Ilah twice. So they say God, God. They just put a big G. You've seen that? How they do that? They put a big G. Which is well and good, except if you're talking to somebody they can't see, unless you like jump up, God, like that. Oh, okay. But when you're writing, what can you do? If you start a sentence, with the word God, you have to make a big G. So that automatically took a little pagan God and made it the God of the universe just because you put a big G on it. I'm coming to a point is that we don't really have sufficient words in the English language to handle what comes from the Arabic. So we substitute or try to get by. And this causes some pretty serious problems. Not the least of which is the word Islam itself. Because there's no word for it, they use the noun, and they substitute the noun Islam throughout the translations of the Quran. When it doesn't say Islam, it says Aslama. And if you said, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is this: if people understood what it meant, they would never associate Islam with violence, terrorism, hijacking, kidnapping, murders, all the rest of the thing that they're trying to do, as we'll soon discover. Because this Aslama, it has 5 separate words in English. Not 5 meanings, 5 words that all work together to make one meaning. Pay attention. There's 5. First one is surrender, you know? Surrender. Muslims, by the way, are getting real good at this. Afghanistan, Iraq. So the second word, that wasn't very funny, but you laughed anyway. But the second word is submission, to submit. This means you're going to agree to some terms. That's submission. It's related, but look, it's not just surrender now, because surrender you can say, okay, I'm not going to do anything but turn your back and I got you, you know. But submit now, you're going to agree to something. Then immediately after that is the word obedience. This means you will do what you said you would do. And then look at the 4th word, and this is so key. This is the 4th word, is sincerity. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt there's no way anybody could be forced into Islam at the point of a sword or the point of a gun barrel. Because you can never force people to be sincere. Can you? Even when your mama was telling you, you know, when there's some food, you didn't want to eat it. She said, you eat it. I don't want to eat it. You eat it. You eat it and you'll like it. I eat it, but I won't like it. You can't make people like something. And this is a sincere inside yourself to do these other 3. Surrender, submission, obedience. What's number 4? Peace. Now, this peace, as I already told you, is part of the components that make this up. So it is not salam. It is salam by word, but the meaning here is to stay in a state of peace with whatever comes to you from doing the other 4 words. So if you surrender, you've submitted, and you've obeyed, and you did it in sincerity, now no matter what happens to you, whatever circumstance you find yourself in, you will be in peace with it. Let me share with you what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said about this subject. He used the word in Arabic which means astonishing. He said, Ajib, Ajiban, is the condition of the one who is a mu'min. Condition of mu'min. Mu'min comes from the word iman. Iman, we usually say means faith, but again, it's more than that. Faith means like, okay, I guess so, well, whatever, I believe it, but maybe not. But mu'min is meaning that you know it. Even though you didn't see all the proofs or evidences, but still you knew it, that's it. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. You break something, all right? Your mother's favorite thing that she really, really likes. Huh? Now, you broke it, and she's coming in the door. You already know what's going to happen, don't you? I mean, it's not like a surprise. Oh, wow, you mean you're really going to be upset about that? I thought you'd be like, oh, that's okay, cool. No. So you know, okay, this is mu'min. So amazing and astonishing is the case of this mu'min, the believer. Why? He said because nothing bad happens to them. Only good happens to them. Anything comes their way, they like it, they're thankful to Allah, shukr Allah. Anything comes in the way of a fitna, major calamity or trial, then, in this case, they make sabr. They're patient. And it's all good for them, but it's going to only be in the case of the believer. So now we've understood this word Islam. It means a special relationship with 2 entities, a slave and a master. Of course, as Muslim, we realize immediately who the master is and who the slave is. But you are a slave by choice in Islam, always, because as we said, it has to be that you choose to do it, and it has to be sincere. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Understanding that word, now let's look at the word science. What we understand when we talk about science, scientists, and the results from doing scientific experiments, we understand that to be the concept of taking evidences, starting with a clean slate, empty page, and then begin to bring evidences and testing these evidences until you can prove up things to be facts. This is how we understand it, right? Now, I want you to be sure you understand that, because some of the things I'm going to be telling you in this talk, you're going to find that some people have not really been representing either one of these 2 words correctly.